The sun was hot. The wind was dry. Sand blew across the broken land like tiny needles. Jack walked slowly, his boots sinking into the soft dirt. He was in the middle of nowhere. Just rocks, silence, and his old scanner. Jack was not a soldier. Not a scientist. He was just a man who loved strange things. Every weekend, he searched old crash sites for alien tech. He never found anything big. Just small parts, broken wires, old metal, or dead batteries from other worlds. But today felt different. His scanner beeped. Once, twice. Then fast. Beep dash beep dash beep. Jack stopped walking. What the? He looked at the screen. A signal, strong, deep underground. Not like the others. It was not mechanical. It was alive. Jack dropped to his knees and started to dig. The ground was hard. Dust flew into his face. His hands were sore. But the scanner kept beeping, faster and louder. After 15 minutes, his shovel hit something. Clunk. Metal. He cleared the dirt with his hands. A large box, about the size of a person. Smooth black surface. No markings, no handles, but it felt cold. Jack touched it, and the box hummed softly. His heart jumped. This is not normal. He tried to open it, but it was sealed tight. No latch, no buttons. Just silence. Until thump, a soft sound. From inside the box. Jack froze. He pressed his ear to the surface. Thump. Thump. What? His mouth went dry. Was something alive in there? He stood up and looked around. Nothing but desert. He had a choice. Leave it. Or open it. Jack took a deep breath and pulled out his emergency tool, a small plasma cutter. Slowly, he sliced the edge. The box hissed as the seal broke. The lid lifted. Just a little. A soft blue light came from inside. He opened it fully and saw her. A girl. No. Not a human girl. Pale silver skin. Long white hair floating like it was underwater. Her eyes were closed, but faint blue light glowed from under her eyelids. She wore no armor, no tech. Just a strange cloth that looked both ancient and advanced. Her body was thin, weak. She looked no older than 16. Jack's voice shook. Are you alive? The girl opened her eyes slowly. They glowed like stars. She looked at him, confused, afraid. Then she whispered, in perfect English, They buried me. To stop what's coming. And fainted. Jack stared at her, heart racing. What the hell does that mean? Before he could think, his scanner screamed. A massive red wave appeared on the screen. Something was in the sky. He looked up. A dark shadow passed over the clouds. For 1 second, the sun disappeared. Jack grabbed the girl, lifted her out of the box, and ran to his truck. Behind him. The ground shook. He didn't look back. He didn't want to know what was coming, but deep down, he knew. This was just the beginning. The engine roared as Jack's truck sped across the dry land, kicking up clouds of dust. In the back seat, the strange alien girl lay still, her silver skin shining faintly under the desert sun. Jack kept checking the mirror. Nothing yet. But his gut told him they were being watched. She had said only one thing before fainting. They buried me. To stop what's coming. He didn't understand it, but those words echoed in his mind. The scanner on his dashboard blinked, red again. Something was following. Far above them. In the sky, a black triangular drone floated silently. Invisible to human eyes. It had no pilot. It didn't need one. It had already locked onto the girl's unique signal, her DNA, her power, her threat. The moment she left the box, they knew. Jack reached his hidden bunker, a small metal shelter built deep into the rocks. It wasn't fancy, but it was safe. He had lived alone for years. No one came here. No one knew it existed. He carried the girl inside, laid her on a table, and gently checked her pulse, still alive, but cold. He wrapped her in a thermal blanket. Her skin shimmered like moonlight under the glow of his lights. She didn't look dangerous. She looked lost. Suddenly, she gasped. Her eyes flew open, glowing brighter than before. She sat up fast and looked around, panicked. Jack stepped back. Hands raised. Hey, it's okay. You're safe now. She stared at him. This place is not safe. They're coming. Who's coming? She closed her eyes, breathing fast. The ones who put me in that box. My people, and others. Worse ones. Jack was silent. You speak English, he said finally. I learned it while I slept. You were buried alive. Yes, she whispered. I was the sacrifice. A key, a warning, a weapon. Jack frowned. Weapon? I hold something. They fear, she said. Something they buried. But it's still inside me. Just then, a sharp buzzing sound filled the room. The scanner turned red again, flashing wildly. Jack ran to the screen. Multiple heat signatures. Nearby. Drones. He muttered. Too fast. Too close. The girl stood up, weak but steady. They're not here for you. They're here for me. He looked at her. Then we need to move. She nodded. But as they turned toward the door, a bright blue beam shot down from the sky. The wall exploded. One of the black drones floated into the room, silent, glowing, deadly. It scanned. The girl. Jack grabbed a wrench, the only thing nearby, and threw it. It bounced off the drone like a paper ball. The drone raised its weapon. The girl whispered something in a strange alien language. The air around her shimmered. Then time froze. For 5 seconds. Everything stopped. The lights. The noise. Even. Jack stood still mid-step. The girl moved alone in the stillness. She walked to the drone, touched its core gently, and whispered again. The drone shut down and fell to the floor. Time snapped back. Jack blinked. What just happened? She looked at him, her energy fading fast. I can pause time. But only for 5 seconds, and only once before I sleep. She collapsed in his arms. Jack didn't ask more questions. He carried her out through the back tunnel. The main entrance was gone, blown open. Above them, in the sky, more drones circled. He drove fast, not knowing where to go, just knowing he had to keep her moving. He had to keep her hidden. But deep down, one truth was clear. This girl was not just an alien. She was something much more. And Earth had just become part of her war. The rain came without warning. Black clouds rolled over the sky, covering the stars. Jack had never seen a storm come this fast. He drove through the empty hills, his headlights barely cutting through the mist. Elira, the alien girl, lay asleep in the seat beside him. Her skin was dimmer now. Her glow had faded after she used her strange power. Jack didn't know where he was going. He just knew who he was going to see. Dr. Halen. A man who studied alien tech. A man Jack once trusted. And now, the only one who might help him understand what Elira really was. The lab was hidden beneath an old, burned-down library. Most people thought it was just rubble. But Jack drove around to the back, tapped a rusted panel on the wall, and waited. A red light scanned his face. Then the ground rumbled, and a metal door slid open. He carried Elira inside. Dr. Halen was older now, gray hair, sharp eyes, and always chewing on something bitter. He looked up from his desk as Jack walked in. What did you bring me this time? He asked, voice dry. Jack laid Elira gently on the table. Not a part, not a machine, a person. Halen stood. When he saw Elira, his eyes widened. Jack. Where did you find her? She was buried, in a box, underground. A stasis coffin, Helen whispered. I've only read about them. They're used to trap beings that can't be killed. Jack blinked. She's just a girl. No, Helen said. She's something else. He ran a soft scanner over her. The screen showed strange symbols, glowing softly. She's not just alien, Helen muttered. She's part weapon. Illyra opened her eyes. Her voice was soft. You're scanning me. Halen stepped back. You're awake. Yes, she said, and you were trying to read my blood. We had to know what you are, Jack said. Illyra sat up slowly, looked at both of them. I am the last of my kind, she said. But I'm not the most powerful. That's my sister. Jack frowned. You said they buried you. Why? She looked down. Because I wouldn't destroy Earth. Silence filled the room. Helen whispered, your people wanted you to attack. Earth? They said Earth would bring the enemy closer, Illyra said. The ones we all fear, the Void Swarm. I refused. So they locked me away, alive. She raised her hand. A small blue light floated from her fingers. A memory file dotted hovered in the air and played like a dream. A tall silver tower, crowds cheering. Illyra standing in chains, her sister wearing dark armor, giving the order. Bury her. Let her become the lock. Let Earth sleep forever. Then darkness that the memory faded. Jack stared at her. So ... Your own people sacrificed you. Yes, she said. Because I have something inside me. Something I was born with. Something the enemy fears. What is it? Halen asked. Ely Ray looked at him. The final code. Suddenly, the lab lights flickered. The ground shook slightly. Halen checked his screens. There's a surge ... in the sky. Something is scanning us. Jack grabbed his bag. We have to go. Again, Illyra nodded. If they found me, they'll send more than drones. Halen stepped forward. Wait, before you go, take this. He handed Jack a small data chip. It's a map, Halen said. From her DNA, it shows something buried here on Earth. A base. Maybe even a ship. Jack took it. Where? Somewhere under the old ice. Near the North Circle. Illyra touched the chip. Her eyes glowed again. That place? It was our last hope, our last weapon. But we were too late. Outside, the storm stopped as suddenly as it came. The sky cleared. But the stars above were wrong. Too many of them were. Blinking ... not stars ... ships ... They had been found ... again. ... asterisk the air felt thinner up here ... Jack stood at the edge of the frozen cliff, snow crunching under his boots. The sky above was dark, not from clouds, but from something else. Something watching. Beside him, Illyra didn't shiver. Her silver skin didn't feel cold. But her eyes kept scanning the horizon. They'll come soon, she said. Jack didn't ask how she knew. She just ... did ... behind them. The old ice station stood like a broken skeleton, half buried in snow, silent, forgotten. But it held secrets, and one of them had just been unlocked. Thanks to the map inside Illyra's DNA. They were close now, too. Close. 1 hour earlier inside the station, Jack had found something behind a frozen wall. A hidden door, sealed with alien markings. Illyra touched the symbols, and they pulsed blue. The door slid open. Inside was a chamber, round, dark and full of machines, but not like anything Jack had ever seen. This wasn't human. It wasn't even made with hands. It felt grown. In the center was a chair made of light. Illyra stepped toward it, slowly. Jack stopped her. Are you sure this is safe? She nodded. It was made for someone like me. She sat. The room responded. Instantly, humming, glowing, alive, screens appeared, showing maps of Earth. Dots of red light blinked across the globe. What are those? Jack asked. Void Swarm beacons, Illyra said. They're already here. Jack felt cold inside. How many? She whispered. Too many. Now back on the cliff, Jack checked the scanner. One red dot. Moving fast, no wings. No sound. Then a voice echoed from the snow. You're getting better at hiding, Illyra. They turned. A tall figure stood at the edge of the storm, wearing black armor that shifted like smoke. His face was hidden behind a helmet with no eyes. He wasn't human, but he wasn't like Illyra either. Who is that? Jack asked Dot. She took a step back. A hunter. The figure walked closer. They told me you'd be weak, easy, but I see now. You're remembering. Jack raised his gun. Stay back. The hunter didn't stop. I don't want you, he said to Jack. I only want the girl. Jack fired. The bullet stopped. Midair, frozen, glowing, spinning in place. The hunter tilted his head. Cute. Elira raised her hand. The air cracked with blue light. A pulse shot forward, knocking the hunter back, but he didn't fall. He laughed. You still don't understand what's inside you, do you? I know enough, she said. Then you know this. Your sister is coming, and she doesn't care if Earth burns. The ground shook. A huge crack opened behind the station. From below, a cold wind rose, carrying a deep, mechanical hum. Elira's eyes widened. They've opened the gate, she whispered. Jack pulled her back. What's the gate? She looked at him. It's the way the swarm enters your world. Suddenly, the hunter raised his arm. A swarm of black spheres rose into the sky, small, fast, sharp. They weren't drones. They were eyes, weapons, trackers. Elira turned to Jack. We can't stay. Not now. But the base, it will wake up. Fully ... later, when I'm ready. Jack nodded. They ran. Snow blasted behind them as the hunter watched. Silent. Waiting. He wasn't there to kill her. He was there to watch her run. To measure her fear. As Jack's snow truck sped away across the frozen field. Elira looked back one last time. And whispered something Jack didn't hear. But the hunter did. And for the first time, he looked afraid. The fire was small, but warm. Jack sat beside it, his hands wrapped around a metal cup. The snow outside the cave still fell, quiet, soft, and endless. Across from him, Elira stared into the flames, but she wasn't really there. She was inside. Her mind, inside memories, walking through shadows of a world long gone, her people, her home, her sister. Jack watched her. She hadn't said a word in over an hour. Not since they escaped the hunter. He finally broke the silence. You said the void swarm was coming, but you never told me why. Elira blinked slowly. Because the truth burns like fire. Jack leaned forward. Then burn me. She looked at him. You won't trust me after this, she said. 10 years ago, Elira's memory, the stars above her homeworld were bright, not like Earth's sky. There, the sky moved, lights danced, shapes formed and faded. She stood in a great hall, facing her sister, Viraya, the newly chosen leader. They were born together, raised together, trained together, but only one could lead, and one had chosen war. You carry the code, Viraya had said. Use it, destroy the swarm, burn Earth if needed. Elira had refused. She saw something in Earth that Viraya didn't single quotes did hope. So her sister gave a simple command. Then you are the key. And keys belong in locks. The soldiers took her away. Now Jack stared at her in the firelight. So you were locked away. Because you didn't want to destroy Earth. She nodded. Viraya believed I was weak. Maybe you are, Jack said. But in the best way. Elira's expression didn't change. She's here now. Somewhere above Earth, watching, waiting. Jack stood up. Then we fight, you and me. She looked down. That's not the worst part. He paused. What is? She hesitated. Then whispered, the bounty hunter was not sent by my sister. Jack froze. She looked up, her voice shaking. He was sent by your government. Silence fell like ice. Jack stepped back. What are you saying? They made a deal, she said. Your people. My sister. They offered me to her, in exchange for protection. A secret deal. Hide me, use me, then give me up. Jack's heart pounded. No, that's not possible. But even as he said it, he knew it was. He'd always wondered how the government moved so fast, how drones found them so easily. How someone kept giving away their position. It was never about protecting Earth. It was about control. About using a lyra or destroying her. Suddenly, a sound echoed outside the cave. Not footsteps. Voices. Human. Soldiers. Jack ran to the entrance and peeked out. 3 black trucks. Heavy boots in the snow. Flashlights. He turned back to Alira. They found us again. What do we do? She stood slowly, her eyes glowing, undone running. Outside, the team spread across the snow, weapons drawn. Target is inside, said a soldier. Orders? Bring her back alive, said a voice through the earpiece. But if she resists, end it. Alira stepped out first. Her feet touched the snow like it wasn't even there. The soldiers raised their weapons, but she didn't lift a hand. She just spoke. You don't need to fight me. You need to choose. One soldier hesitated. His weapon dropped a little. Another shouted, she's controlling us. But Alira didn't control. She offered, for the first time, a choice. Behind her, Jack stepped forward, holding no weapon. And for a moment, the snow fell silent again. Then a gunshot. Alira dropped to her knees. A red bloom spread across her side. The soldier who fired stood shaking. I had orders. Jack ran to her. Stay with me. Alira, stay, but her eyes closed. And something inside the snow woke up. Beneath the ground, a low, deep hum began. The base. The weapon. The swarm. Everything was waking. The snow stopped falling, and the earth began to hum. Jack knelt beside Alira's body, blood spreading through the snow like dark ink. Her silver skin was pale. Too pale. Her breathing was shallow, her voice barely a whisper. You need to leave, she said. Now, Jack shook his head. No, not without you. She looked up at him with glowing, dimming eyes. You don't understand, Jack. My body, it's not just mine anymore. Beneath the ice, something ancient moved. 12 miles below ground in a hidden layer under the frozen earth. Machines from another world lit up for the first time in centuries. They weren't built by hands. They were grown, shaped by sound, memory, and blood. A signal had reached them. A heartbeat. Hers. And they were responding. Now Jack carried Alira into the cave as her skin began to pulse with strange patterns, lines of light tracing across her body like circuits. What's happening to you? He asked. Her eyes fluttered open. The armor, she said. It's waking. What armor? I was designed for it. It was designed for me. Jack stared at her. You said you weren't a weapon. I lied, she whispered. Or maybe I hoped I had a choice. Outside, the ground cracked. Beam of blue light burst from the snow, striking the sky like a flare dot. Then the mountain shook. Stone peeled away, revealing a hidden structure, half machine, half alive, rising slowly like a buried god. Alira sat up, even though her body was broken. Her blood had stopped flowing, but her light hadn't. She walked outside. The soldiers were long gone. Only silence remained. Jack followed her. As she stepped toward the growing tower of light. It opened, petals of metal unfolding like a flower, and in the center. A suit, floating, waiting. It didn't look like armor. It looked like a second skin. Smooth, silver, shaped to her body. Inside it, light moved like liquid. Jack whispered, Is that yours? No, she said. It's me, the other half, the part they feared. She reached out. The suit responded, wrapping around her. Gently, not trapping her, but completing her. As it locked into place, her wounds vanished. Her glow returned, stronger, brighter. Different. She turned to Jack. I can fight now, she said, but there's a cost, isn't there? She nodded. The more I use it, the more I lose myself. Suddenly, the sky cracked open, not with lightning, but with fire. The void swarm had arrived. Black ships, shaped like knives, poured out of a glowing rift above Earth. They didn't come in silence this time. They came with a scream, a voice that wasn't a voice. Inside every mind, saying one thing. The gate is open. The key has turned. The world will burn. Jack turned to Elira. What now? She looked up. Her armor shimmered. She was more than human now, more than alien. She was the last line. Between Earth and extinction. I go up, she said. Alone. No, Jack said. Not alone. You can't come with me. I wasn't asking, he said, but before he could move, the light around her exploded outward, pushing him back. She floated into the sky, toward the swarm, toward her sister, toward her end, or Earth's, and below, Jack stood alone, watching the girl, who was once a sacrifice, become a weapon built to save a world that had only ever feared her. Above Earth, there was silence. No air. No sound, just the black cold of space. And one girl, glowing. Elira rose slowly through the darkness, her body wrapped in the living armor. Lights pulsed across her skin like a heartbeat. Behind her, Earth spun, small, fragile, and unaware of what was coming. Before her, the void swarm moved like a shadow of death. Thousands of black ships, millions of machines. And in the center, her sister. On the ground, Jack stood on the snowy mountain, watching through his old telescope. He couldn't see much, just flashes. Blue, red, darkness. But he could feel it. In the air. In his chest. The final moment had come. He turned on Elira's signal receiver, the one connected to her suit, and her voice came through. Jack, I'm here. His hands shook. I see you, he whispered. You're not alone. Her voice was calm, strong, but soft. Thank you for digging me out. Above, the lead swarm ship opened like a wound. From inside stepped Varaya, Elira's sister, dressed in dark armor, eyes full of fire. You wore the suit, Varaya said. Now you'll finish the war. Elira floated toward her. I'm not here to destroy. Then you've already lost. Varaya attacked. Lightning struck between them, but Elira was faster. The two sisters clashed in silence. Energy, memory, fury. They were mirrors of each other, one chosen by war, the other by mercy. Elira dove into the swarm, releasing bursts of light, not to kill, but to disable. Every ship she touched froze, powered down, drifted away. But with each use of power, her body weakened, her light flickered. Too many. She whispered, but she didn't stop. She reached the heart of the swarm, a black core, pulsing with red. Inside it, something was waking. Something older than her people. A hive mind, a parasite. The true force behind the void. It spoke inside. Her head, burn with me. On Earth, Jack lost the signal. He stared at the silent screen. No, not now. Then all around the world, every radio, every screen, every sensor lit up. The sky glowed gold. And from space, a final blast of pure light ripped through the black ships, a wave of soundless fire that erased the swarm. Without a scream. Then silence. Total. Final. Days later, Earth was safe. The rift above the planet had closed. The enemy was gone, but so was Ely Row. No wreckage, no body, no signal. Only one thing remained. Jack's old scanner, still running, still silent. Until one night, just before he turned it off for good. It beeped. Once. Then again. Then a voice came through, faint but clear. I'm not finished.